Darth mod Great Britain campaign. This, my friends, we had it last time, where we had a series of terrific fights here, my friends, particularly in Greece and Moria, my friends, Patras, and also Istanbul as well, so a tremendous amount of fighting. We have managed so far to hold our own here. We are up against a sizable contingent of world powers here. Russia, Spain, Poland, all of them vying to try and rip what we have here, our enclave here we've built here in the sort of Mediterranean and sort of on the border of the Middle East as well. Now they sent a lot of troops at us. Now the Spanish forces utterly vanquished. They took a sound thrashing, my friends. They really did, and they have not yet sort of moved themselves out of sort of immediate danger. But our first thing is we've got these trapped on the coast here. This army here, look at this general as well, Lorenzo Flores. We shall remove him forthwith. He shall perish along with his army on the beaches here of the Mediterranean here of Greece. But as you can see, we do have a formidable amount of enemies arrayed against us. Let's first of all have an overlook here of what was actually happening here. So the first thing, we have Patras. We've taken Patras here. Now we've got this hold on Patras. As you can see, we're starting to replenish the forces best we can here. Now this is probably our finest, or should I say our most intact army thus far. As you can see, it's taking a little bit of a beating here, but not horrendously so. Now some of these forces will cost a little bit of money to bring back into full strength, but we are not going to allow the enemy to take these without a fight. Believe me, the fight they will receive from us shall be something the likes of which they have never seen before, I can assure you, my friends. And indeed, I think 1,000 just to replenish that. That is absolutely mind-boggling amount of money. But we have to be able here to really dig in. We're digging in here. We've got the Russians sort of meandering around here. They've got one force here, as you can see. Nothing too threatening with this force here. It's more like a light raiding party here. They've got the rocket troops, which can be an absolute hindrance. And then we've also got this other army here, as you can see, another raiding force. This one is slightly more powerful. 224 pounders, grenadiers, 3 grenadiers, some heavy cavalry, and some colonial line infantry and some light infantry. Now nothing too much. An excellent general though. Mustn't be looking down on these generals at all. That's an excellent general. And here's the remnants of the other Spanish force that attacked us. They've still got Spanish marines here. They've still got heavy cav, some grenadiers, but again, it isn't in the best of shape. Remember, we gave them an absolute thrashing here in Greece. Be under no illusions, my friends. It was a brutal fight, but a fight we had to take here. We're not going to just sort of roll over and die here. Rather go out fighting, my friends, and on our knees begging for mercy. That shall never happen, I can assure you. And we've also got here Poland as well, but look at that. This is a really strange mixture of units here. We've got a half, I'd say, almost a half sort of cavalry army here, but the rest is a lot of artillery here at their disposal. Now, not a lot of powerful artillery. We've got the 24 pounder foot here, excuse me, but the rest is 3 pounder, and also got the rocket troops. So if they did come in here for this, we don't have any cavalry, unfortunately, apart from here. We are a little bit light on cavalry, which we're going to have to definitely do something about here. We have to bring our cavalry up to full strength in this Greek army here. We might actually shift and move these armies around. So we might actually move this Patras army into Athens, because that looks probably the most likely point of entrance here for them. They can't actually get to Patras unless they have Greece at their disposal. So we'll probably move this force into Patras to recuperate, replenish, refresh themselves. Some R&R, as it were. We'll probably move this army that's in Moria here in Patras in to defend Greece, because it is much more intact. It does have also that sort of real backbone of veteran units here, battle-hardened troops here that have been absolutely through the mud and blood here of this battlefield. Then we've got Istanbul, our absolute jewel in the crown here in the region here, absolutely bordering east and west here, Western Europe and the Middle East. Okay, we've had a lot of raiding going on here. We're not too concerned about the church here, so we might actually disband this church ultimately. What is Catholicism is well in charge here. As you can see, it's taking a while for us to get the population, especially the lower classes, under full control here. But we have done, and of course there's food shortages because of course we've got a lot of raiding going on. The farms have taken a bit of a hit here, but there's absolutely no point in replenishing any of these, because all they can do is continue raiding and drawing a lot of our resources away. We probably could upgrade here in Patras, because at the moment that is relatively safe. It'll bring in a huge boost to our wealth here. But remember, we do have to be very wary of them raiding against us here, just landing forces in Batras and taking us here. So we've got to be very, very careful what we do here. But how's the Navy here? The Navy, look at this, what an absolute wonderful fleet this is here. I think the first thing we'll do is actually replenish this fleet. It is the most powerful fleet we have. Look, they've got Spain, they've got Iceland up here as well. That is something I did not realise. We are hemmed in here, but if we hold our ground here, we're also going to replenish and repair this barracks here. We've got 10,000 at our disposal here. We've almost got 10,000 coming in every turn here. 9,998, which is excellent to see, it really is. We could invest half of that into that. We're going to wait. We're going to try and bring these forces up now. I think it's probably best if we do switch these forces out. But first of all, we're going to deal with this Spanish force here. Let's just remove these once and for all here.
We are triumphant.
That will teach the Spanish to come here and do as they wish. They will not be allowed to do so. Now, let's move them to here. We'll move this army into Greece. This army will then be moved into Moria just to give it that time to replenish here. It has taken a sizable beating. As you can see here, it's going to cost a fair old... That's 1,000. We'll definitely get that back up and running. We'll try and get the economy running where we can here.
Yes.
Got this sort of strike forces, reserve force being replenished. How much would it cost for these to be replenished? 1,700. We're going to do that. And we need here to invest in getting these back up and running. 2,400. What's it going to cost there too? God, that is a lot. 4,800 there to get that back up and running. But we need both of these up and running if we're going to have our war machine at full strength here. Now, can we actually replenish anything else here? Actually, it's not looking too bad, actually. Istanbul is looking pretty good here. We'll actually move these gentlemen to the side here. Actually, they're all replenishing very well. We have invested quite well here in getting these back up to full strength because Istanbul is so important to us. So we can invest a little bit more money here. So this... Now, Athens here. This observatory will bring us a lot of stability there, but we can't yet afford that. But we do need to bring both of these up to full strength and also the high port here as well. So maybe next turn we can do that. The port here is being... We still only have that there as well. We've got that ship there just in case we need to move anybody about. Our Polish Navy is not too bad there at all. So that's where we stand in terms of that. But they do have these armies here which are absolutely hitting our ports here in Heraklion here. And they've got 3 very powerful armies here, the Russians. They are very powerful forces right there. Particularly this one here in Crete. That is a ridiculously strong army, especially with riflemen and guards here stiffening the ranks. Household cavalry as well. Only two artillery set pieces here, but they've got plenty here. 4 artillery here. And 4 there as well. But that together, that's a very strong strike force. Now let's have a look what we're doing in Britain itself. We are looking to move elsewhere. Now we might actually move this force here because we are looking for targets. We are looking for targets here. I've got to remember that France is already in a, we believe, in a bit of fight. Yeah, with Poland and with the Ottomans. Now Poland is here. So Poland has absolutely run rampant here, but at one time France was threatening Warsaw. Now we need France to hold strong here against the Poles because that draws a lot of forces away from our enclave, as it were. We are bringing in quite... Look at that, those fiends there. But even then, we could deal with this fleet here. But it's absolutely vital here that we keep this fleet at full and bringing in here, because we're raiding this trade route here and we're raiding it very hard here indeed. Because look, France are bringing in 21,000 coming into there. That is an extraordinary amount of money. But this army here is looking to be replenished and also moved elsewhere. So I think it's probably important that we do bring these forces up here. What we are going to do, I think, is get this force ready here. Now we were looking to move in against Russia here in Scandinavia, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and start to take some of their Scandinavian holdings. But now we spotted this here from the Spanish here. We could actually take Iceland. Now they're making that from a dry dock. They're obviously upgrading that there. They've also got a shipyard here as well. So they're obviously going to make this a very, very powerful sort of naval base here in Iceland. So we've got two options. We can either go for here. Now I know that many of you have been saying, Mala, try and support France as best you can. And also Sweden. And also possibly strike into Scandinavia here. But we have absolutely no idea what's going on here. We're completely in the dark here. That's a pretty big force. We're completely in the dark here. What's happening in Scandinavia? Oh, we don't have any agents. No, I've just got the gentleman. See, we don't have any agents at all that we can use. We can call on here. No spies whatsoever. Our last spy was killed in action, so we've lost all our spies. So we're looking, we would go in absolutely blind here. We would go in blind in Iceland, but that would remove quite a chunk there. That sort of asset there would be hanging over us. As you can see, Spain is, I mean, look at that there. They've already loaded up, or already have available a full stack army there as well, ready to fight. Their naval power is quite extraordinary. And there, ooh, that is a formidable foe right there. But we can't do anything else at all apart from what we see here now. We're just sort of running absolutely on the edge of what we can do at the moment. We've got 8,935 coming in next turn. The Ottoman Empire is completely sealed off from us because Russia is hitting that. Where's the Ottomans? All they've got here is Damascus. That's all they've got left. I believe that's probably being blockaded as well, which is an absolute pest. It really is a pain for us. Ah, there it is. That's why. France has hit the Ottomans there in Syria. So France has taken that port. We can't, nothing in there at all. Our trade is extremely limited. Mughal Empire has been cut off. Sweden has been cut off. Prussia has been cut off. What's happened to the Mughal Empire before last time? I'm not quite sure what happened there. Now, why is that being cut off here? Nothing going in there at all, but they've got their ports open. It's been cut off there. So something is raiding us here or cutting us off. I'm still not sure what that is. So it must be something down here that's hitting us. Indeed. Well, we're not going to worry about that just yet. Let's just see. So we've got an army here in Scotland, because remember that Louisiana came for us and took Edinburgh from us, and that was a real big hit we took there. Our tax levels are really high here for the nobility. What if we were to drop that down there to try and increase? I think we'll do that, just to try and increase our income here from this, our growth. The growth is down quite substantially here because of tax. Let's see if that'll help us here. We're just about, we're just under paying for this here, and of course the trade income is just about keeping the navy going here. The other is what's keeping us afloat here. This nearly 6,500 here. Right, let's end the turn. So look at our research here. We've almost got here quicklime shells, which are going to be an absolute boom for us once we get quicklime. It really is. We've got pretty much a lot of the naval technology here we need. We do need to get a free trade doctrine. That will boost our income here quite substantially, especially from trade routes. Secular humanism. We need to get free trade doctrine. We're going here for interchangeable parts, which will help with the reduced cost of armies and navy units, which we definitely need. We've got everything else in agriculture. Metal industry is next. And ultimately we've got classical economics, so we can then be able to get mass production, which again will drop the cost of our military resources, which will be fantastic. Let's end the turn here, let's see what happens. It's going to be a huge... What will France do? Can France hold back the Polish might here, as it were? Oh, you absolute fiends. And that's why we don't repair anything here at all. We just leave things as it is. We have to rid ourselves of these forces. Maybe we can take on the Poles and the Spanish at one time and rid them all. Because if this Polish force moves down here with the Spanish, we'll take that fight. Fortunately, we have the powerful armies in one place. We've sort of concentrated our forces in these areas. They're not spread out. They're focused in areas. They have to attack onto us here, onto our defences, which gives us an advantage and with preparation. Mind you, that is a powerful general there. 5-star general there. Of course, Poland is absolutely huge here at the moment, particularly in Western Europe and Central Europe. But look at Russia. I mean, Russia just pretty much dominates the entire, you know, a good chunk of the world is actually dominated by Russia. That's what we're up against, that Russian power. Their economy must be absolutely off the scale. That's what we're trying to hold out against. We just need to get our feet under the table here to be able to hold and hopefully build a small enough sort of enclave here to build on it and then use it as a position where we can strike out. There it is, look at that. Now where exactly... They've dropped up more troops. So that's additional troops being dropped off here to try and... I guarantee they'll try and go for Istanbul eventually. Because they're starting to reinforce here much more here. Cherokees. Okay, that's a little bit of a breather we've gotten there. Yeah, that's fine. We knew that was coming. Have to rid ourselves of these Spanish forces eventually. But we'll do so on our own terms. Now that should be replenished here. That shouldn't be on fire anymore. Right, 926, oh, 9128. Excellent. The growth here, our tax income's dropped, but our growth will go up eventually.
Ready for orders.
It's going to take us a while to get these gentlemen up to full strength here. Whom else needs... Oof, that is still a considerable amount here, especially the cavalry and the general. Yeah. Plestios Groves. And here we can't invest 5,000 in this just yet, even though we need to do so. Of course, we've been raided pretty heavily here. But now we can... Oh, gentlemen, if you want to fight, then you shall receive it, sir. Oh, that is an absolute joy to see. Now, I think we're going to need lifeguards as well. It'll take a while for us to get those lifeguards out here, but look at that strike force already. Now, if we can get that into position before... Oh, look at that, only 232. Just the general in this here, and then that army is fully replenished.
Sir.
This army just got these two gentlemen wrecked, and then it is at full strength. Then we have our defensive force around Istanbul locked down tight here. And how are these gentlemen doing here? They're going to need a little bit of TLC here. That 5,489 to repair this army. That is quite frightening. So we're going to choose carefully here whom we replenish. And actually we need to replenish this army back here in Britain as well.
Ready for orders.
Has it been replenished? No, it hasn't. Not by a long shot. And that is something that we shall not abide by. because it's just as important that we have the defensive forces here in Britain as well. Ooh, okay, now. Oh, look at that! That fleet is now at full strength. Look at that! It's a strong fleet there. We need an admiral here. Oh, look at that HMS Victory. Can't promote one at the moment, but almost full strength here, these Istanbul. We're also starting now to build, and look at that. We mustn't stretch ourselves too much in terms of our army upkeep here, because it will push us. Treasury Ministers, excellent. Constitutional Monarchy, which means up 65% here. We do have some excellent wow, that is an excellent. Kenneth Chapman is a wonderful minister here on the opposition benches. Justice is fantastic. Repression is strong here. Treasury is looking good here. Look at that. I mean, that is a wonderful army. Secretary of War here, but 3 turns until the next election, which is possibly we might lose one of our really excellent. Let's have a look. Nothing really here. Have they transferred any from here? They haven't. That's okay. If they come for us now in Istanbul, they shall feel the full power here of British resistance.
Yes, my lord.
And now we're dug in here.
Your orders?
How long until this now? Probably another turn or so before they're ready. Likewise here, we just got a few units to bring back up. Patras here will eventually be able to look after its own. Let's do that as well. We need to keep all of these replenished as quickly as we can, even if it means just one of them. Okay, how long until we get that? 7 turns. Let's have a look how France are doing here. Still holding here. Can we do anything? Can we help France at all here, or can they help us? No, they've got everything they need here. They've got everything. They don't need our help at all. Hopefully they can hold out here. Just hope they can hold out. Right, let's end the turn. Let's see what happens. I think we've got a possibility of Russia attacking us here with these 2 armies. Let's end the turn. If they come for us, we can clear this immediate area here of the Russians, giving us a strategic and tactical sort of breathing space, which we definitely need here in Istanbul. Now France must have hopefully the courage, the drive to push back the Poles, but not yet. What will Spain do? Will Spain move on Greece? If it does, we shall utterly vanquish it. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have the backbone just yet. This is why we don't replenish and repair anything yet. There's absolutely no point whatsoever. Poland, Lithuania. What we might do is invest also in our fleet back in Britain as well. Produce some more ships to put into that fleet. They're expensive, but it's worth it. What will Poland do here? They seem to be quite content in just maybe focusing on France, which is exactly what we need. Wait a minute. Oh, I thought then for a brief moment that France might have moved into Russia, but no, of course not. That would have been silly of me. Okay, they're moving away there. They're not engaging. This is giving us time. And also, are they going to move against Greece, though? No, they're not. They're just going to attack, just going to raid. They're content to raid here, Louisiana and New Spain. Will they give us time here to be able to form a powerful strike group of our own here? Ho, ho, at last. A rake, a spy, sir. Now, can we get that spy to 6790? Ooh, 676. 6767, so actually growing there, not too bad at all. We could deal with this Russian fleet. Ooh. I think we'll do that, get the steam engine going there in Swansea there. That's, I did not realise we had that available to us there. We've also got it there as well. Actually, we might cancel that one. Oh, look at this, we can still... Oh, 1,800. That's going to give us here 1,750. Here in York, that's going to give us what, 1,125. And then in Manchester, 750. Not a huge amount here. What about up here in Scotland, Inverness? 1,500. What about over here in Ireland? Cork, 1,500. And here, steam, 1,112. I think we'll go for the mine first. Now we are looking to really push ourselves here in terms of having the internal economy of Britain absolutely bursting at the seams here. That's what we need to do. We need to invest in our economy, internal economy, to keep ourselves going here, so we have the tax income growing as our internal economy it sort of grows here. Really is vital that we are self-sufficient up to a point, because that will give us the freedom we need here to really, you know, move against our enemies. Now, if only France would get itself into some kind of order here and attack Poland. That would just... Oh, wait a minute. Have they taken Hungary here? Are they moving down into Croatia? Because if they're taking Croatia here, because if they're taking Croatia and they're moving down here, then we could see all of Yugoslavia, is it the Balkans, falling under French control, and that would absolutely free us up here for operations against the Russians and indeed against the Polish here in Bulgaria. If the French are moving down this direction, if they're moving south instead of east, the tactical possibilities are absolutely stupendous here for us. Right, that's their building there, fine here. Like, that's been fully replenished here. What about here? We definitely need to have the armies. I think what we do, get the high port up so we can get that bonus tax income here. We'll only do that ones at a time here to these. That's fully replenished. What's happening here with this army? Okay, it's going to take a few more turns for these to replenish fully, which is fine. That's almost done here. And here. Okay, this army's going to take a little bit longer. It's going to require a little bit more attention here. So I think we'll replenish these two regiments first, and then we'll move back to Britain to invest some more into these. And then what have we got coming in then? 6767. So we'll invest again in another one of these, probably over in Ireland here, which really is 1,500 here in Cork, and Galway 1,000. So we'll have, I think here in Cork will be the next one.
Yes, my lord.
Yes, my lord. Okay, I think we'll have this 25th Regiment here will be the next one. That's, and one more. Nope, can't there. The 1st Regiment, definitely the 1st Regiment. I mean, look, they're really wonderful battle-hardened troops here. We do need to try and... Oh, they've got a naval hospital here and a dockyard. If we could take Reykjavik from the Spanish with this force, it would give us a wonderful opportunity here to really have another shipyard up here. We must invest another, possibly having another first rate in here. Mind you, these do need replenishment and repair. We can't move them out. We need to keep raiding here. Look at that, 9601 here. Hoping that tax will continue to increase. I hope and believe that possibly that France is moving down here into southern Italy, or southern Balkans, I beg your pardon, against the Poles. So you can see Poland controls a great swathe of east, and they're pushing into the sort of the middle of Europe here. And Russia is just an absolute behemoth here. It's a titan. I mean, look at it. It's gotten Persia. It's on the border here with the Mughal Empire. That's how vast it is. That is scary. But we shall not buckle. We shall not yield here at all, gentlemen. 6 more turns. 4 more turns there. Until we can drop down the cost of our forces by 10%. That will again give us more money in our coffers. Now, come on now, France. You must proceed with vigour, sir. Just need that breathing space, just a moment of breathing space to be able to get ourselves back on our feet here. Now Spain have just left things as they are. Poland could be the next, but we've got to keep an eye on Poland and Russia. If Russia decide to move against us here, we could find ourselves in a little bit of trouble here, but not overwhelmed. Not overwhelmed by any means. Nothing from Poland at all. Russia. We might try and get our spy across into France, and then from France into... there it is, but no more. We might try and get our spy into France, and then into the Middle East, and not in the Middle East, beg pardon, into the Eastern Front. And then we can see what's happening with the French and with the Poles, because that really is crucial here. There, look at that. Courland, we're at war with Courland, which is fine. That's dragging down there. 24. Oh, look at that. That's suddenly shot up there to 30,000, but we've got that up to nearly 25,000, which is excellent to see. Nearly 10,000. Trade is increasing as well, which is wonderful to see here. That's what happiness. Wonderful. Oh my word! That's why it suddenly shot up. Look at that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Have at you, sir. Have at you. Now we can start building our own strike force here as well. Look at that as a defensive. Look at that as a strike group. If they come for us here, they shall be utterly vanquished. We need to roll up these forces here against us here. And to do it, we're going to use this force, and we're also going to have a strike force as well here. Maybe half an army here. And we're going to try and establish a safe zone from here. Adrianople here. And Mamara. So with the sort of the cut-off line, the strategic line here would be here, where they can't move in. Of course, this is fully secured here. I mean, absolutely fully secured. What's the Naval College giving us here? Research for military technologies. So what's that going to cost us to replenish? 2,000, which we don't really want to invest in here. We're going to try and move out here, sort of remove this Russian force from here, from Adrianople. And then to try and establish a front line here, where if they want to try and take Istanbul, they've got to move in against us here. We've got Spain only a couple of miles away, and Larissa here from Greece. But again, we have succeeded in bringing most of these forces up to full strength. But we have to keep our internal economy going as well. So back to Britain. Let's have a quick look. 01750. So actually, I think we'll have in Birmingham here, we'll have this steam factory. Doesn't give us anything over at all here, but still, once these come on stream here, these factories and this mine, then you will see an increase in our income. Quite substantial increase, actually. Just got to really hold firm here. Diplomacy. Actually, Spain, I wonder if they would be interested in peace. No, they're not interested in peace at all. Oh, they've got everything here. Objective of Knights of St. John. Their enemies are Poland, New Spain, Courland, and Genoa. So oh, wait a minute, they've lost that. France have lost Vienna and and Hungary. This is not going well, because that means that now France has been pushed right back here into Bavaria here, and Saxony and Croatia are their furthest advances. They've lost Vienna and they've lost Hungary. That is not good. That is not good at all. Oh, look at that now. That's a force and a half right there. Now, we do need to get this rake here.
Your Majesty.
To do that, I think what we will do is we'll just send this Norfolk to here. We need to get our spy onto the mainland of Europe here.
Underway. Fleet ready.
Sneaking ashore.
Orders.
Yeah, you sneak ashore all you want. Now,
What do you require?
we've got to get up here and see what's happening here with France. We can't get an alliance with France, which is an absolute pain, because otherwise we could support France with this army here. I wonder if we get military access. Let's try for 20 turns. Okay. Okay, they're not that impressed with us, so they're not going to give us military access, which is a bit of a problem here. If we could have military access, we could have landed an army. No. Could have landed an army here, moved our way all the way through. We could even landed an army here in Sweden and moved through. That would have been absolutely fantastic. What if we get an alliance here with Prussia? Yes. Right. We could actually land in here. We could actually land in now. Oh my word, that is a possibility I hadn't even thought of. They're at war with here. Allies of Britain now, protected near St. John. We could actually land this force here in Prussia and strike in against the Poles here in Prague. We need to get our spy well advanced here, so he's going to move all the way up to here.
An impossible mission.
I know it's a huge ask here and a huge call. Now it might even put France against us here, but that is the way it's going to go. But that is definitely something we need to consider here. But Poland is getting stronger. They're actually starting to crush in the French here. Oh, come on, France. Send those forces to the front line, for goodness sake. Don't have them outside Paris. Send them to the front line. They've lost Vienna and they've lost Hungary. That's a huge loss there for the French. Drats. And the Poles are starting now to move, actually. Yeah, it's starting to move more and more forces into the area here. Particularly here in Ionia. I've actually put a general in here as well. That's fine. And we also need to replenish these in Greece. So we got our own, we can build our own, we can build forces in Greece as well. Okay, that's what I have to do next turn, I think, is put the barracks back into use. Come on, France, don't buckle under the pressure here of Poland. Don't buckle. Come on now, sir. hold. France, hold. Ottomans, Russia. What will Russia do? Will they actually move against Istanbul? Will they even move against Greece, perchance? Oh, they've landed another army. That is unbelievable. They are just ferrying troops and troops and troops into here. We have to be prepared here. Greece has to be upgraded here and replenished. Ooh, the line's broken. That's fine. We're going to get the... Ouch, that's dropped. Oh, that's why. That's gone up there. Right, we're going to get the Army Staff College up and running again here. Just got to invest in that there. I think we'll get that up and running as well, because that does bring in +2 to research and also brings happiness, and also +8 to town wealth per turn as well. So that would definitely get those two up here. They're just going to keep on landing forces here to try and build up they're going to try and build up enough forces here to try and assault Greece. I can absolutely guarantee it here. But we do have a good defensive force ready here to defend. Once we get the Army Staff College up as well, then we can start building our own troops here in Greece, particularly lifeguards, grenadiers, guards, line infantry with experience already, and regiment of horse with double experience, which would be fantastic, and general bodyguard here. Oh, come on, we can just hold out until that's done. When we get quicklime, that's going to open up a whole different ball game there, especially with these gentlemen here as well. We've got a good solid defensive formation here. We've even got these forces here. Look at that. We've got to strike out against these Russians eventually. Crush them in here at Adrianople, because they're just going to keep on landing more and more forces in this area. 1,300 here. Whom else needs replenishing here? This regiment here. I think that is actually going to look... That's actually pretty good for us. Looks like then this army is then fully replenished, which is excellent to see. Now we can't actually move in against... Whoa! Oh, look at that. I mean, look. National Cavalry, look at the charge bonus there. I mean, the Poles are absolutely just running rampant at the moment. They really are running rampant. If they take Berlin, we might even go for Berlin, because we've got Sweden here. Now, if we were to take Berlin off the Poles, that would give us a foothold here.
Yes, my lord. Your eyes and ears. Your Majesty. On your Majesty's service.
Oh, come on. Look at this, France. Don't leave all these forces just loitering about here. Send them to the front lines. Looks like the Poles are going to go straight for Berlin. If they do that, we might even launch an attack against Berlin here and try and carve out. It'll be difficult for us to hold it. I know we're not doing much here, but we've just got to try and consolidate here and try and get ourselves back up to some kind of force here. We don't have enough here really to replenish any of these gentlemen. Wow, that's a big cost there. Right, we'll invest in that there to bring that up. But again, Patras is looking not... Well, actually, we've got growth back in Patras here. 4 more turns for that. No, they're not going to go. No, they don't. We're just not friendly with them enough yet. We can't replenish any of these, but we might move out against this with this army here, and actually move in against the Russians here. Teach them a lesson, but not just yet. We've got to try and bring Greece under full replenishment here before we do anything else. and indeed get the Naval College up and running here as well. 2,000 to repair that. That is a scandal. It really is. Right, let's end the turn. Let's see if the Russians have the backbone to attack us here in Greece, because if they do, it's going to cost them dear. Come on, France. And Spain. Nothing from Poland at all. And they're moving. That's right, they're raiding. That's fine. Let them raid all they want. I know it's going to drain our economy here, but we're not really worrying about that just yet. We knew this is one of the things we have to accept here. Oh, look at that. That's more like it. That is absolutely fantastic to see. It really is. +4 to diplomacy as well. +1 to economic growth, which is great. So what's happening here? 4498, 25522. Our trade. Oh, Prussia's opened up its trade again, which is great. We need the Mughal Empire to do the same, but for some reason that's not going to happen, is it just yet? $225 here. But we're going to have to move against this Russian force, try and clear this area here. Maybe even move into Bulgaria, but not yet. What are we up against here? Nothing really too strenuous. But let's get this army replenished as well. Royal Welsh. Right, that's investing in those. Nothing going on here yet with Russia, but oh, they've taken a sound thrashing here, but it looks like it's costed the Prussians a lot.
Your lordship. Moving. In the shadows.
That's a huge amount. Oh my goodness me, 10,000 on the income here. And we might have to move in against it. We'll have Sweden here as our sort of backbone here to fall up against here. That's a mighty army there the Swedes have got there. Although that has been hit pretty hard there. We'll give them 500 to see if they can repair that port. So if that port repaired there, maybe that can enable them to do something else. I know it's a lot coming from us here. Oh, Westphalia allies. Yes, they are indeed. That's fantastic to see that strong Westphalian force there. That'll be much tougher for the Poles to break through here. We need to know what's going on here, though. Can we get that negotiation? Can we get that request our alliance here with them? Yes. Then can we keep the Poles at arm's length here?
Your Majesty?
With this force being sent into Europe.
Orders, Captain.
One more turn, 4 more turns. One more turn till that mine is open. It gives us that boost there to the regional income, which is already 9.5. That should be 10,000. Food shortages, which is a real shame at the moment, but we can't really do much else here. 1,750 there. 4498. We need to get that to 5,000 if possible again. We also need to get this engineering school up. 2460, which we'll do, I think, next turn. We'll get the engineering school so we can produce those 24 pounders we're going to need to fight this forces gathering here against Greece, and also bring this force up to full strength as well, because I think this is going to have to be needed to be called in as well. Occupation resistance almost falling. If we can get that open there, imagine that, 6 turns for that, but bringing 2,000, we can't invest in the economy until we've cleared this out here. It's going to take quite a push to do that. 368 town wealth is pretty much tax here, but everything else is growth here, which is fantastic. Let's end the turn. I think we've got a feeling that Russia might move against us, but we might clear these Russian forces here out of the way. Come on, France, hold strong here against this aggression from the Polish. I think what we'll do, my friends, is I will... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where the blazes did that Spanish force just come from? Alright, then it's broken. Ooh, look at that. That's more like it, good sir. And that should have reduced the Inca... Yes, it has reduced the army upkeep. What a wonderful sight there. That's one ability. Public servant has died here. Oh, looks like one of our gentlemen has passed away. Only 59% here. +1 to morale. Excellent, sir. $484. Simply can't invest that. That's just way too much money to invest in there. Now, how is this?
Ready and awaiting orders.
Here, this army now. It's now at full strength. That's just so much to invest in there at the moment. It really is. We've just got to take our time. We'll wait let this one finish here in Birmingham, and then we shall choose another one. Probably one of these here, the steam factory here, or probably this one in Ireland here in Cork. It's going to give us 1,500 here. And why, oh why, is Courland here? 1,500 even here in Inverness. And 6,000 here for that steam-powered cloth mill, but no, not yet. Okay, now, where did this Spanish force just arrive from? Oh my word, and all that goes with it. Where did they just arrive from? They just landed, and it looks like they're going to make another push in here against Greece. Right, our first course of action here is to bring that fully replenished here, and we're going to recruit those gentlemen there and build this force back up to where it needs to, up to full strength here. just have the 15th Regiment of Foot to then bring up to full strength, and then the Patras garrison is at full strength, which will be used probably to defence here of but I think what we will do as our last act of this turn is to move in against our enemies here. We're going to take back Adrianople here, and then I'm going to need your advice, my friends. So here's the advice I need from you. Oh, look at that, looks like they've held against the Poles here. That's excellent to see, it really is. Well done, Prussia. Let's see. Wait a minute. Oh no, that's okay. Oh no, we already knew that had fallen already anyway.
Seeking cover.
Look at that force there. That is a fantastic French force right there. In Glogau, is it? Glogau? If they could take Silesia, what a fantastic fight that would be.
Yes, my lord.
But they've got nothing here to defend against here. They do have a very strong army here in Salzburg. What a fight it's going to be. Look at that there, that force there. That's such a powerful force, my word. Guard Grenadiers, National Cavalry, or Winged Hussars. That's a powerful force they've got there. Looks like the French are moving in, they're trying to hold the area. Oh, Grenadiers de France. Chasseurs de Fischer. Oh my word, France are throwing everything they got at the moment. What a fight this is right by here. But this is the question I need to ask you, my friends. What do I do here? Now, we've got several options. We can either move into Scandinavia, Norway, Sweden. We're completely without any sort of view here at all. So what actually we might do is actually move
Your service.
our spy up to here, to West Gdansk. Now, what we need to do here, do we move into Gdansk? Do we move into Europe here? Or do we take Iceland from the Spanish and get a naval hospital and a ship and a dry dock here, and of course Reykjavik, which has been fully upgraded here as well? What do we do with this force here? We just can't have this force sitting around here doing nothing. It must be active on the map, fighting for British Empire here. But what do we do with it? What is your advice here? We can't simply go smashing into Spanish holdings here. They're too powerful here. They're too strong here. But the Poles are quite stretched out here with their fight with France. Do we join the fight with France here against the Polish here? Do we move in? Do we support? They're not allied with us at all. We can't ally with them, because it looks like they're allied with Spain, as if we can't ally with them, which is a shame, to be honest with you. But it is increasing there. We've got an alliance with Sweden, of course, and they still haven't got that up and running yet at all. That's going to probably cost them a lot to bring that up to full strength there. But let me know what you think I should do. Should we move in here into sort of the Baltic Sea area and try and move in against the Poles here, maybe striking against Silesia here and using the sort of the French army that's here already as sort of a proxy ally, as it were, without actually being an ally with us? Do we get involved in the fight here with Prussia, with Poland? We can't move into the Mediterranean because it's just too strong here. What do we do with this force here, my friends? I shall leave that decision to you, my friends. Your advice is going to be needed here. But before we end this episode, we're going to move in against this force here in Adrianople here and take it off them. Look at that. Right, we're going to take this fight. Do we need... Got 2 cavalry. We could do with another cavalry regiment in there, really, ideally. No, we lose. There's 2 here. And that, my friends, is the last action of this episode. As we move in against this Russian force here. The Battle of Romalia here in Romalia. Look at that force there. What a fight this is going to be. We have to take this fight, my friends. We've got to try and clear some of these lands here and bring the enemy to us if possible. fight them on our own terms. But that's going to be the end of this episode, my friends. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please comment, like and subscribe. Please keep your comments coming down below, my friends. Let me know what we should do with that force we've got in Britain. Where should we send it? What should we use it for? It can't be standing there idle. We have to use it. It has to be making, to be using it, making it efficient as possible, and really striking against our enemy, maybe even drawing the enemy away from somewhere else, preferably down here in the south. But I hope you've enjoyed this, my friends. Hope you're having hope your weekend is going to be good. Whatever you're doing, please be safe. But until next time, my friends, bye for now.